Hi, this is Jamie from Antelope Beads here with a great new project using regolith and Euro leather cords and components. These fun keychains are an excellent way to use leftover pieces of leather, and since sizing isn't an issue, they make wonderful gifts as well. Keychains are the perfect opportunity to branch out and experiment with colors, styles, and components that you might not use in your personal jewelry. For example, that something that might be too bright or too flashy for your wrist might work perfectly in a keychain where you're not trying to match up to clothing or other accessories that you're wearing. You can use colors that are not in your usual wheelhouse just because. So these are great for experimenting with those types of things. So as you can see here, we have a variety of keychains made with both the regolith leather, the flat leather, and the round leather. Each of these uses about 4 inches of leather, but it's easy to adapt it to a shorter or longer length depending on what leather you have on hand. You might have a 2-inch scrap on hand and that would work just as well. And for most of the key rings, we've used a variety of clasps and end caps to finish them off. The first grouping here, these first 5 or so, are using different types of end caps that we sell in pairs. So there's a regolith size, a couple of flat sizes, and also a couple of round. The keychain in the middle here we've done using riveting components. So we've riveted a toggle ring onto the leather up top here to attach the keyring to. And on the bottom we have a strap tip that we've riveted to attach the little charm. The other grouping over here, 5, are using all 2-piece clasps that we have in our leather collection. The snake is unique in that it's a 2-piece clasp with a snake head and tail. And the others are 2-piece snap clasps that you can easily take apart and remove the middle piece of the clasp. So let's work on one now and we'll do exactly that. Okay, so I have my components here for a keychain that we're going to make. I went ahead and used only 2.5 inches of leather for this piece just to show you a little shorter option. And I've gone ahead and placed a Clay River pony bead, about 6-7 millimeter O-rings, and a couple of 5mm pewter spacers onto the leather. I've also collected my charms that I'm going to put on the end of the keyring, and I made a little wire wrap dangle with one of the Clay River pony beads and just a couple of little end caps that we have. And I have my keyring and I have everything ready to go. So I have this clasp here, and you can see that on one half of the clasp we have this little hook part that connects the 2 pieces of the clasp together. So what we need to do is just carefully remove this little center piece in order to be able to have 2 end caps like this that we can use for our keyring. So all I'm going to do is take my round nose pliers, you could also use chain nose if you need to, and I'm just going to carefully slide the end of my pliers up into the end loop, or the end little tab of that piece. And I'll find that if I carefully but strongly bend the metal, it'll open up enough so that I can pull this little part of the clasp out. And now I have the 2 little end caps. They're all going to differ slightly with this little piece in the clasps, and some of them the metal may be tougher to bend than others, but if you just do it slowly and carefully with steady hands and make sure your eyes are protected, then you can easily unbend them to be able to use it in this instance. Now we're ready to finish the keyring. So I'm going to take my pliers out of the way and grab our super glue glue. And I'm just going to put a couple of drops into the end of the end cap. And put the leather inside. I'm just going to hold it for a few seconds until it bonds. And then I can do the other side. Same thing, a couple drops of glue. Let it sink down to the bottom there, and then just go ahead and put my end in. Okay, so now that we've glued, we can add our rings. So I'm just going to take the key ring and use that on one of the loops. I'm just going to use my fingers to open it up and slide it on there. So key ring on one end, and then I can just take a couple of pairs of pliers and this little jump ring and simply attach it to the other end. Well, it would help if I opened my jump ring enough to begin with. Okay, nice open jump ring, all of our charms on there, then we can go ahead and slide it on. Close that jump ring up nice and securely, and here's your finished keychain. A bright, springy, pink and purple combo. We do have one more style of keychain that we've just kind of come up with, and these are fun and easy too. It's just a little loop of leather hooked onto one little end cap, in this case half of a Regalies clasp, or in this one a 2-piece round clasp. And I'll show you how to make this one as well. It's even easier, I think, than the other keychain. Well, it's about the same. So I've already taken my leather, and in this instance I've used 6 inches of leather. This one I've just loaded up with a bunch of O-rings and little 5mm spacers. Same with this guy, and this one's O-rings, some Clay River beads, and a couple of Regalies components up on top that fit in there. And I've also gone ahead and grabbed an end cap for the Regalies leather, and the key rings already on there. And in this instance, I just need to put a couple drops of glue in there. Move it back and forth, and then just go ahead and put both ends of the leather in side by side. I'll hold that for a little bit to let it bond, and then yeah, there's the other style of keychain. So we've got 2 great styles of key rings for you. Excuse my arm. With the Regalies leather, the flat leather, the round leather, all of it. And as you can see, they were quick to make and very fun too. So enjoy these samples. They are, as I said, quick, fun, and relatively inexpensive. And please visit antelopebeads.com to see all that we have to offer. Check out our other how-to videos and other designer inspiration. Thank you.